Give it up for Frank D. Evans. I'm going to cheer for you even if nobody else does, because I'm the only one that knows who I am. And I'm the only one that knows I'm actually not that good. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much. You know, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas adjacent time. I hope you guys have your shopping done. You know, we tend to focus on the negative too much, especially being that it's Christmas time. And I want to focus on something slightly more positive if we can. We live in a world today where marijuana is an easier product to purchase than a hamburger. And not only that, it's cheaper than coffee. It costs more to get up in the morning than it does to go back down at night. And trust me, it has not always been that way. Like when my grandfather was my age, coffee cost a nickel and weed got you sent to jail. Like, it is a completely new world. And I gotta tell you, I did not used to be a fan of weed. I traditionally was not. Weed kind of used to be crap. Like, I tried it in high school a couple of times like we all did. Of course, it was illegal then, which didn't actually materially affect how difficult it was to get your hands on it, but oh, believe you me, it really affected like the quality of what you got. Because like the only way you could get it was you had to go out like past the dark area of the park and talk to that one 19-year-old super senior who was cruising out the last 6 months of his pre-incarcerated life, and he'd pull out a dirty sandwich bag that clearly he'd been using for a while now. And it was so full of stems, looked like he'd been eating grapes out of the goddamn thing. And he'd roll you up a joint that I probably could have used as a toothpick, and looked like it contained about as much American spirit as it did Acapulco gold. You know, he'd seal her off by running across whichever side the cold sore wasn't on that week. And yeah, I gotta tell you the truth, like, Nancy Reagan had a pretty easy time keeping that ribbon pinned to my chest. But like now, hell, now you just waltz into any nice relative little Apple store, anywhere that you used to be able to self-serve yourself frozen yogurt. And I think my only complaint now is that maybe it's just a tiny bit too available. Like, everybody is getting in now. PBR is getting in. Pass Blue Ribbon. You know, the girl that gave your dad the courage to smack the babysitter that one time? Yeah. PBR. Infusing beer with weed. Now there was a whole party casserole and a cannon, and that'd really fuck with those DUI checkpoints, wouldn't it? Have I been drinking tonight? Oh, officer, that's the good news. And to tell you the truth, I don't actually think that the beer-infused weed, I don't think that's my product, because the one that finally turned me around, the one that got me listening, is the first time that somebody offered me a pot cookie. And I remember that day, because they said, Frank, this is a pot cookie. Now, to start with, you're a beginner. You're only going to want to eat about 1/4 of a cookie. Motherfucker, do I look like I'm only going to eat 1/4 of this cookie? That's the only complaint I've got. Put a 0.5 milligram in each cookie. Hand me the whole bag. Say, listen, you're a beginner. You're only going to want to eat about 30 cookies your first time out. Only complaint I've got. Because other than that, this is genius. This is the true genius of medical marijuana. Because I think we've gotten to the point where we're ready to put other pharmaceuticals into the form of baked goods. And not only that, I think this is a golden opportunity for some of those second-tier cookie companies to shine, to finally get their due. Because this is risky. Like, Oreo would never go for this. But Hydrox might. You might remember Hydrox? Like the Android to Oreo, the Pepsi of sandwich cookies, looks exactly like Oreo, tastes exactly like Oreo, had the misfortune of sounding like it was made by laundry detergent. Like, let's start putting Prozac in every 3rd one of those, see if we can start moving a couple boxes then. I've heard my entire life this is a gateway drug. This is the gateway I actually want to see. But maybe that would actually take the sting out of a cancer diagnosis. You know, make it a little easier to swallow. No pun intended. Just listen, man. We understand that you have sickle cell carcinoma. We're going to start you on chemotherapy and benzodiazepine for the nausea. Now that's available. That's available in chocolate chip and snickerdoodle. First cancer patient in history that gained weight. What would be a better way to relax once you got home after a hard day than a NyQuil brownie? Would you ever forget to take your birth control if it came as a blueberry mini muffin? Even if you did forget, pumpkin spice Plan B. All right, that's enough out of me. Give it up for your host, everybody.